Welcome back to Bob's Magic Emporium. Time for the next all-new The School of Magic. Classes in session every Friday right here on The School of Magic. Okay, great trick today. I'm calling this one Find a Card. I know that's not a very creative name. Maybe I'll come up with a better one when I actually upload this tonight. But anyway, so I have a deck of cards that I've split in half. And I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up both halves of the cards. And I'm going to shuffle both sides twice. That way you know that the cards are getting thoroughly mixed. And let me do this side really quickly as well. Alright, there's one, and I'll do this side twice as well, just so that you can see that the cards really are getting all mixed up. Okay, so if there was a spectator here, they get to choose any pile they like. So we'll say they choose this one, and they get to take a card from this pile. So we'll say they take this card right here. Now, normally I wouldn't know what the card is, but since I have no spectator here, I'm going to look at it for the purpose of the demonstration. 9 of spades. And if there's a spectator here, they get to place the card in anywhere they'd like. So we'll say they place it right there. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and give these a shuffle here. Shuffle this up. All right, now shuffle these up again, just like that. So that way the card is thoroughly mixed, and I'll shuffle this pile up really quickly again, too. There really is no point to shuffle this pile up, because only one card was taken from it, but still. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop both halves right on top. And I'm going to try to find the card. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to see if I can find your card. So let's see. Let's see. I think it was this one right here. Let's see if that's your card. What was it? 9 of spades? The 9 of spades. And that's the trick. All right. Now first I have to tell you, the card trick doesn't look very impressive done when there's no spectator. I'm sorry about that. I don't have a spectator. But let's go into the performance of the trick. So the explanation. So what I've done was before the trick, I preset these cards. I set them in a certain order. I'm going to fan all these out. I made them by color. So we have all the reds on this side, all the blacks on this side. So let me separate these right in the middle here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to do that before the performance. So you want to have this deck set up with all reds and all blacks in one pile. Now, one thing you can do is it's not very impressive if you come out with cards separated. So what I like to do is have the cards on top of each other like this. But you may be asking yourself, well, wait a second, how am I going to know where the cards stop if I don't want to look at them? Like, I don't want to do this and separate the cards. You can do that, though, is pick up the cards, separate them right in half. But they may think you're doing something sneaky. So what I like to do is put just a small bend in one of the cards. It's kind of hard to see that, but notice I've kind of bent the card. That is what we call in Magic a crimp. It's called a corner crimp, where you crimp the card so that when you take and put it in the middle of the deck, you can find that card easier because there's a little bit of a bend in there. Now, I over-exaggerated that bend a little bit. You don't want it to be bent that much. It's just to be a small little bend, but basically that's what you want, is a small little bend in the cards. So it makes like a little break in the cards. So what you can actually do is you can say, I'm going to cut these cards. And instead of looking through and separating them at where the two colors come together, what I like to do is have them on the table and say, I'm going to cut them, and I look for my little corner crimp, and I lift up, so now I've got all the reds and then all the blacks. You can do that way, or you can just look through them. It's up to you. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to shuffle these cards. Now, at all times during this trick, never fan out the cards. Never show the cards on the faces, because they're going to see they're all just in reds are all grouped together, and then blacks are all grouped together. So do a riffle shuffle, or you can even do a shuffle on the table. If you're not good at riffle shuffling, you can just do something kind of like this, where you're mixing up the cards and then gathering them up, just so the spectators know that both piles are getting shuffled. That's what you want them to know, is both, or you can even cut the cards if you want to do it that way too. So just to save time, I'm going to cut these cards. Okay, now the rest of the trick is pretty self-explanatory. You have the spectator choose a pile. Let's say they choose this one. You spread them out, have them choose a card, just like that. And you say, place it back anywhere in here, take a look at it. You don't let them see it, but it's the 7 of diamonds. And actually, I'm going to get another card here. So let me cut these cards, because I'm not going to look at the card and show you how this works when you don't know the card. So I'm going to turn my back towards the camera so I can't see the card in the computer. Okay, so I'm going to place the card right down in here, and I'll give these another cut, or you can give them a shuffle, whatever you want to do. So now, look how easy it is to find the card. I'm going to tell you the card is the Six of Hearts. Here's how I knew. Because you put the red card in amongst all the black ones, that's going to be the only red card in the black pile. So pretty self-explanatory there. So what happens is after the spectator puts the card in the deck, in this pile, you then bring this pile on top of the other one, and then you talk about, I'm going to try to find your card. Now, it's lost somewhere in the deck. I couldn't know where it is now. So all you do is you just spread through the cards until you come across a card that is out of the ordinary. So it's either going to be a black card amongst all the red ones, or it's going to be a red card amongst all the black ones. When you find it, what I do is I take and I just turn it and put it face down on the table and say, what was your card? Six of Hearts? Boom, Six of Hearts. Now, if you want to do this as a multiple reveal trick, you can do that as well by, when you have the cards in two piles, one spectator picks a card from this pile, so we'll say they choose one from there, it goes right there. You have another spectator choose a card from another pile, that one will go, we'll say it's that one, and this card, that's the red card, or the black card goes amongst all the red ones, and this red card goes amongst all the black ones. So then when you do this, you can say, let's try to find both cards. So now you'll have one red card amongst the black ones, and one black card amongst all the red ones. Perfect. And just like that, you can do two prediction tricks. So you can have two cards selected by two different spectators if you wanted to do it that way. All right, so that's going to be today's School of Magic. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next Friday for another all-new The School of Magic. Make sure, by the way, if you try this trick out, post your success or failure stories in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next Friday for another all-new The School of Magic. If you'd like to see more awesome content, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. New videos are posted every day of the week. Also, check out my website and register so you can post in the forums. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, like me on Facebook, add me to your Google Plus circles, and check out my merchandise store to pick up some awesome swag. 444RR, game shows, magic, and more.